Petey's always been a bit clumsy.
You know me, clumsy Petey Parker.
After Endgame, Marvel seriously amped things up, dropping over a dozen movies, around 16 or 17 shows, and a couple of specials, more than triple what they did during the Infinity Saga. That crazy pace is still rolling in 2025, with 9 projects on the slate. 3 movies, 2 of which are already out, 3 live-action shows, only 1 released so far, and 3 animated series, again, just 1's out. So, let's dive into what's still coming, not just for the rest of this year, but over the next 2 years too. Ironheart. Dominique Thorne, you might have seen her in If Beale Street Could Talk, or Judas and the Black Messiah, or in the recent movie Freaky Tales, is taking on the role of Riri Williams. In the comics, Riri's basically a super smart engineering genius who builds her own high-tech suit, kinda like Iron Man. The show's being led by Chinaka Hodge, who's a writer, poet, and educator known for Snowpiercer and amazing stories. Directing duties are being split between Sam Bailey and Angela Barnes. It's being produced by Proximity, yep, the same team behind Black Panther, co-founded by Ryan Coogler in collaboration with Marvel Studios. Anthony Ramos is playing Parker Robbins, aka The Hood. He starts off helping Riri, but ends up turning into a villain thanks to some sketchy magic stuff. You'll also see Lyric Ross, Manny Montana, Alden Ehrenreich, and Shea Cooley in the mix. As for the MCU connection, Riri made her debut in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and Jim Rash is back as MIT's Dean, a character we last saw in Captain America Civil War. A new Ironheart trailer just dropped, giving fans a better look at what's coming next in the MCU. Even though we first met Riri Williams in Black Panther Wakanda Forever back in 2022, her own show is finally about to take off, and it's coming fast. Ironheart will dig deeper into Riri's story as she heads back to her hometown of Chicago. The show premieres on Disney Plus on June 24th, kicking things off with the first 3 episodes all at once. The new trailer teases what Riri's been up to since her time in Wakanda, showing off more of her journey as she finds her place in the MCU. The new Ironheart trailer digs a bit deeper into Riri Williams' backstory, especially her relationship with her dad, while showing how she's trying to figure out life as a brand new superhero. One of the show's big themes is the clash between tech and magic, and the trailer highlights that through her complicated connection with the Hood. We also get a better sense of how Riri's Iron Man-style suit is evolving, and for the first time in the MCU, we're seeing a hero rock a suit that mixes advanced tech and magic. That combo sets up some pretty wild possibilities. Another interesting detail from the trailer is how Disney Plus is calling Ironheart a 6-episode event. While that might sound like a one-and-done thing, it doesn't necessarily mean there won't be a season 2. Whether the show continues really comes down to how well it does with fans and critics. Since Ironheart was made before Marvel started changing up its TV strategy to focus on longer-running, more traditional series, its future depends on both reception and whether there's a strong creative plan for more stories with Riri. The wait's been long, but the latest Ironheart trailer really shows that Riri Williams is stepping into her own spotlight. She's not just Iron Man 2.0. The show looks ready to carve out her unique path in the MCU, and that's exciting. The Fantastic Four First Steps. When Disney picked up 20th Century Fox, now 20th Century Studios, Marvel fans pretty much knew it was only a matter of time before the XMen and Fantastic Four finally joined the MCU. Thunderbolts gave Marvel a much-needed boost, but now all eyes are on the upcoming Fantastic Four reboot, and yeah, there's a lot riding on it. Marvel's had a bit of a rough patch lately with movies like The Marvels and Captain America Brave New World not really hitting the mark. Luckily, shows like Loki and the wild ride that was Deadpool and Wolverine helped keep fans interested and reminded everyone that Marvel still has plenty of juice left. As for the Fantastic Four, they've had a tough time in Hollywood. The early 2000s and 2010s versions didn't exactly win people over, but maybe third time's the charm? With a star-studded cast already lined up, things are definitely starting to look promising. After tons of delays and reshuffling in Disney and Marvel's packed release calendar, it looks like the Fantastic Four First Steps is finally locked in for July 25th, 2025 release. This movie is set to kick off Phase 6 of the MCU. For reference, Captain America Brave New World and Thunderbolts will round out Phase 5 earlier that year. From the trailers and the official synopsis, it's clear this version of the Fantastic Four isn't from the main MCU Earth 616. Instead, they come from an alternate 1960s-inspired universe with a retro-futuristic vibe, a clever move by Disney to keep things fresh and avoid that dreaded Marvel fatigue, especially after 3 live-action versions of these characters failed to land. We'll apparently get a quick look at how they got their powers from cosmic rays, but most of the film focuses on them growing into their roles as heroes and dealing with personal drama within the team. The big bad this time? Galactus. And leading the charge will be the Silver Surfer, though not the usual Norrin Rad. This time, it's Shalabal, prepping Earth for Doom. As for Dr. Doom, there's no official word yet, but knowing Marvel's love for post-credit surprises, a small cameo or tease is totally possible. The big stinger in Thunderbolts even hinted that the Fantastic Four are rushing into Earth 616, possibly to warn the Avengers about a major multiverse-level threat. So yeah, things could get wild. We finally got our first sneak peek at the Fantastic Four First Steps with the reveal trailer on February 4th. It showed off the main cast, their powers in action, and that cool retro-futuristic world they've come from, plus a quick look at the movie's big villain Galactus. Then came a second trailer on April 17th that dove deeper into the plot, teasing big shifts for the team and the looming threat of the Silver Surfer and Galactus. This movie is a big deal for Marvel Studios, especially after several failed attempts to bring the Fantastic Four to life on the big screen. So, they're clearly pulling out all the stops to get both hardcore fans and casual moviegoers hyped for this reboot, and honestly, the cast is stacked. Pedro Pascal is stepping in as Reed Richards, Vanessa Kirby is Sue Storm, Joseph Quinn plays her brother Johnny, and Eben Moss-Bachrach is Ben Grimm. You might recognize him from The Bear or The Punisher. They're joined by Julia Garner as Shalabal's version of the Silver Surfer, Ralph Ineson as Galactus, and Paul Walter Hauser, Natasha Lyonne, and John Malkovich in mysterious roles. Oh, and while Robert Downey Jr. hasn't officially been confirmed as Dr. Doom, the chances of a surprise cameo are pretty high. And nope, John Krasinski isn't back as Mr. Fantastic after that brief multiverse cameo in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. But who knows, with all this multiverse stuff going on, anything's possible. Still, the main Reed Richards now is Pedro Pascal, who's already killing it over in the Star Wars world as the Mandalorian. Originally, John Watts, the guy behind the recent SpiderMan trilogy, was supposed to direct the Fantastic Four First Steps, but he stepped away to focus on his Star Wars project, Skeleton Crew. Stepping in is WandaVision director Matt Shakman, who's become a bit of a favorite at Marvel these days. The scripts had a bit of a journey, with several writers involved over time. Eric Pearson and Cameron Squires were attached at one point, but the version going into production was reportedly written by Josh Friedman, with Jeff Kaplan and Ian Springer also contributing during earlier stages. Behind the camera, cinematographer Jess Hall, who worked with Shakman on WandaVision and also did Monarch Legacy of Monsters, is back on board. And for the score, Marvel's bringing in longtime collaborator Michael Giacchino to give the movie its musical vibe. Eyes of Wakanda. In December 2023, Marvel officially announced its first Black Panther spin-off series, Eyes of Wakanda, a 4-part animated show focused on the elite Wakandan war dogs. These warriors are sent around the world on missions to recover dangerous vibranium artifacts, and the story stretches way back into Wakanda's deep history, long before the events of the Black Panther films. Todd Harris, a seasoned storyboard artist known for What If, John Wick Chapter 4, and Wakanda Forever, is executive producing and directing the series. Ryan Coogler, who directed both Black Panther movies, is also on board as a producer. This animated series is totally separate from the live-action Wakanda series that Coogler has been developing since 2021 under his deal with Disney, though there hasn't been any recent news about that one. Interestingly, Eyes of Wakanda may have some MCU tie-ins too. Word is, Iron Fist, The martial arts hero will pop up in one of the episodes, though we don't know yet which version of the character it'll be or how closely it'll tie into the broader MCU. The series is expected to drop around August 6, 2025. Marvel Zombies. Coming in October 2025, Marvel Zombies is going all in on the chaos. As the title suggests, it's all about a zombie outbreak turning many of the Avengers and other MCU characters into superpowered flesh-eating monsters. The show is based on the 2005-06 comic miniseries by The Walking Dead creator Robert Kirkman, with art by Sean Phillips. We've already seen a taste of this in the zombie episode of What If, but this new 4-part animated series takes things much further, and yes, it's rated TVMA. The undead lineup includes zombie versions of Clint Barton, Captain Marvel, Captain America, who's literally cut in half, Abomination, Ghost, Scarlet Witch, Okoye, and Icarus from Eternals. On the other side, trying to survive and fight back, you've got Yelena Belova and Red Guardian with a Widow's Squad, Shang-Chi and Katie, Kate Bishop, Jimmy Woo, Miss Marvel, Death Dealer, and even a Skrull biker gang from Captain Marvel. The series is directed by What If veteran Brian Andrews, with Zeb Wells as head writer and executive producer. Daredevil Born Again Season 2. Coming in March 2026, Daredevil Born Again Season 2 picks up right where things left off, with Matt Murdock building a team of honest NYPD officers to take down Wilson Fisk, who's basically turned New York into his own private war zone. After declaring martial law, murdering the police commissioner, and banning vigilantes, Fisk is set on turning Red Hook into a power base, and now he's got his sights set beyond NYC. According to Vincent D'Onofrio, Fisk wants to expand his reach even further, which could mean trouble not just for Daredevil, but possibly more of the MCU down the line. Jessica Jones is confirmed to return and team up with Matt, reuniting more of the Netflix-era Defenders. It's still unclear if the aftermath of Thunderbolts, with NYC being swallowed by the Void, will play into the show, or if we'll ever get that long-hoped-for Daredevil-Spider-Man team-up again after Matt's cameo in No Way Home. Also, will Luke Cage or Iron Fist show up and join the fight? That's one of the biggest questions fans are asking as this gritty street-level story continues to unfold. Spider-Man Brand New Day. Tom Holland is suiting up again for his 4th Spider-Man movie, set to swing into theaters on July 31st, 2026. After the epic multiverse team-up in No Way Home, this new film picks up with Peter Parker flying solo after Doctor Strange erased everyone's memory of him. He's back to basics. No friends, no Avengers connections, just a classic friendly neighborhood Spider-Man starting over. Destin Daniel Cretton is directing this time, stepping in for John Watts, who wrapped his Spidey trilogy with No Way Home. While details are still under wraps, it's a safe bet Zendaya and Jacob Batalon will return as MJ and Ned, now reintroduced into Peter's new lonely world. This movie will also have to juggle the fallout of Avengers Doomsday, which hits just 2 months earlier, so there could be some big multiverse or global stakes still lingering. Since Sony and Marvel Studios are still tag-teaming the project, MCU crossovers are almost guaranteed, though it's unclear which ones. There's even buzz around Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom, but nothing is confirmed yet. One interesting angle? The potential tease of Miles Morales, who's a key player in the Secret Wars comics and Avengers Secret Wars. So yeah, Spidey fans have a lot to be excited about. Avengers Doomsday. Coming December 18th, 2026, Avengers Doomsday is set to be Marvel's next massive crossover event. Basically, their Infinity War for the Multiverse Saga. It'll lead directly into Avengers Secret Wars in 2027 and features the long-awaited return of Robert Downey Jr., not as Iron Man, but as Dr. Doom, marking his next major chapter in the MCU as one of its most iconic villains. The Russo brothers, who directed Infinity War and Endgame, are officially back to helm both Doomsday and Secret Wars, with Stephen McFeely writing. It's a huge creative reunion that Marvel hopes will restore some of that old magic. This film went through major changes. It was originally called The Kang Dynasty, with Jonathan Majors leading as the big bad. But after his 2023 conviction and Marvel cutting ties with him, the whole direction shifted. Doom took center stage, and that pivot seems to have reignited fan hype. Expect a multiverse overload. The movie is packed with heroes and teams. You've got Sam Wilson's Captain America leading the Avengers, the newly rebooted Fantastic Four, the Thunderbolts, aka New Avengers, and, in a nostalgic twist, the original Fox-era X-Men. That includes Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, James Marsden, Channing Tatum, Alan Cumming, Rebecca Romijn, and Kelsey Grammer. Yeah, it's wild. This is going to be one of the most ambitious Marvel movies yet, pulling together decades of characters and stories in a true multiversal showdown. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Season 2. Set to release in 2026, Season 2 of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is shaping up to be a wild ride. Season 1 ended with multiple cliffhangers. Norman Osborn gets his hands on a piece of the Venom symbiote, suggesting a dark transformation ahead. Meanwhile, Harry Osborn pushes back against his father's legacy by recruiting student engineers, including Peter Parker, into the Worldwide Engineering Brigade. Otto Octavius is secretly working on his Doc Ock suit while in prison, and Lonnie has stepped up as the new leader of the 110th Gang. Aunt May even visits Peter's dad, Richard Parker, in prison, raising major questions about Peter's family secrets. One of the most exciting additions? Gwen Stacy will make her debut, and yes, she'll be suiting up as Spider-Gwen. Avengers Secret Wars. Secret Wars hits theaters on December 17, 2027, and it's shaping up to be the biggest Marvel movie ever, possibly even more ambitious than Endgame. Inspired by the 2015 comic arc by Jonathan Hickman, the story centers on a catastrophic incursion between Earth 616, the main MCU timeline, and Earth 1610, the Ultimate Universe, leading to the destruction of both and the formation of a fragmented new world, Battleworld. The setup? Major. Leading into this film are Avengers Doomsday, the Fantastic Four First Steps, and a wave of multiverse-centric shows and specials. Robert Downey Jr. returns not as Iron Man, but as Dr. Doom, poised to play the godlike ruler of Battleworld, mirroring his role in the comics. Pedro Pascal's Fantastic Four team is set to be the central figures in this event. The Russo brothers are back in the director's chairs, with Stephen McFeely penning the script. Given its place as the conclusion to the Multiverse Saga, we can expect massive crossovers. XMen, alternate Spider-Man, the TVA, Kang variants, if still involved, and maybe even Miles Morales. Alright, that's a wrap for today. Drop a comment and tell me which one you're most hyped about. And hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We've got more updates coming your way on this and tons of other awesome movies and shows. We'll catch you next time.